What's up, troopers? My name is Neon. Battlefield is answering your questions. This video is going to be really important as it's going to give you a lot of information about what's currently being worked on and future projects. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe as well so you don't miss out on the Battlefield news. The first question we got was, hey, is there going to be any customization when it comes to jets? And the answer was, jets customization is an important feature for us and something we're working on to support in future seasons. More details later. That's a big deal because if you guys are not aware, the jets have no customization. Everything is all the same. And that kind of sucks, right? Maybe you want to change the rockets out, or maybe you want to change the main gun itself. But that isn't the case. There is no customization, and I know people want that. The only thing that's disappointing about hearing that is, honestly, this should have happened a long time ago. I was okay with jets not having customization at the start of the game, but we are already over half a year of the game, so I would already expect it. But I know that's a big thing for many of you guys, so there you go. Customization for jets is coming soon. During Season 5, there's going to be some rework on some of the current maps. They said during later this year, there's going to be a Battlefield Labs test where some of the current maps are going to have some tweaks and changes. I'm really curious to see what they're going to be doing. The question what someone was asking, they was just saying they've been playing this game over 1,300 hours. What's a really long time. I think I have like 700 hours. How many hours do you guys have on Battlefield 6? Let me know. But he was basically just talking about the class balance. And this has been something what I've been hearing about on Twitter as it is. The answer we got was class balance, like most of the core gameplay balance, is something what we are consistently reviewing. With the changes that we are doing with the soldier visibility, we will keep a close eye on how spotting performance moving forward it is tied to the Recon side. And they also said they are doing improvements when it comes to the Recon drone. So they didn't really give us too much about the class rebalance itself. But one of the biggest things they said they are going to be doing is on the Recon side. Perhaps that auto spotting is becoming a problem. So the thing is for me is that when it comes to using the Recon side, I'm mainly only using a sniper. But not many people do that. They just run and gun. And I think when that method comes along, I can understand a little bit because if you're running and gunning, you're always auto spotting. But the Recon drone change, I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing about it. You can't really get so much XP when it comes to farming the drone, but there's already a limitation on how long you can use it. And if you stack C4 onto your drone, it goes super slow. And it can only go by a certain distance because the battery runs out. So I don't know what they're going to be trying to do when it comes to the Recon side, but I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. I'm not a bot guy, but everyone knows that the casual breakthrough, funny enough, is actually a really popular thing in Battlefield 6. I guess that many people, when they've been working for 12 hours a day, the last thing they want to do is basically play against me. Play against someone who's going to try hard all of the time. And I totally get that. Many people just want to chill and relax. So they choose the casual breakthrough. But a question what someone asked was, hey, are we going to get more casual stuff when it comes to Battlefield? And they said yes. Conquest casual will be coming in the future. But there's also going to be a casual mode when it comes to the Battle Royale. A question someone was asking about the proximity chat, what's coming during Season 4. This was the answer what they gave us, and I'm actually kind of surprised. We was already under the impression that proximity chat was going to be coming into the game anyway, but we was only told for just the Battle Royale, and that totally made sense. And I already explained it many times, especially on my streams, why they probably wasn't going to do it for multiplayer, because it will be probably complete chaos. And I also get really worried because Battlefield is really strict with many things in the game. You can get banned by just talking in the in-game chat, especially if you use a certain language. Well, I feel like some of the language shouldn't be a bannable thing at all. It's really strict policy. But they have told us here that the proximity chat is not just coming into Battle Royale, it's also coming into multiplayer. Dude, that's going to be absolutely chaos right there. Having proximity chat for multiplayer, I'm all game for it. I can't wait for it. But I did not expect them to do that. Someone was saying that the Siege of Cairo and the Cairo Bazaar operation this year, ? And the answer they gave us was, we are looking at bringing more operations into future seasons. I know many of you guys are really interested in the operation side, and it was a really big hit in Battlefield 6. I think we're all expecting to hear more about the operations, as they can't just take that away. That has for sure needs to come back into the game, as it's so popular and so many people are playing it all of the time. but what map rotations would you have for operations? Someone was asking the question about crossplay, and they were saying, is there going to be a console only crossplay? And they said that they have discussed about console only, but the option has had a lot of drawback. And I don't understand what the drawback is. Maybe that's because the PC players want to play with everyone, and I totally understand why. Because if you guys are not aware, that the console has a really big player base. It's an extremely big player base. You add Xbox and PlayStation all together, it's just massive. But the reason why I feel like they won't add console only crossplay is because it will hurt the PC side. The PC side will get hurt the most because there is not as many players compared to the console side. So you eliminate all the console players. I understand that it will basically be PC only servers, but they will have a lot of issues finding players. Many lobbies when I'm playing on North America side, even with crossplay on, I still struggle to find lobbies. And with having crossplay on, there is times where it will put you into a crossplay off lobby, and every time that happens, I'm always playing against bots. I think this sounds like a nice idea for many people, as they would like crossplay only for the console side, but I just don't think it's going to work out when it comes to splitting the player base. Here's a good question for you. I'm glad that someone answered this, so shout out to Phil. But he said, can we ever see a mark or as seen button? This is an important one because everyone already knows this. When it comes to your loadout, every single time you always keep seeing them orange dots. It's become a meme at this point, everyone talking about the orange dots, but they are going to be adding an option during the season 3 of path 3, so not that long, where you can have an option where it will say mark or, so you can get rid of all of the orange dots. Someone was talking about the mortar change, what recently was in the season 3 update, and they said that there is still more feedback and more work to be done on the mortar side, and I definitely understand the mortars need to have a lot of tweaks, a lot of rebalancing, and just get it into a perfect spot. My biggest pet peeve when it comes to the mortars is encouraging people to sit at the back of the map and do nothing at all. I feel like if you want the mortars to be really effective, they need to be much more closer. Someone was mentioning about the server browser, and they said that this is going to be a part of during season 5. So that's when we're going to be getting the server browser. But they said soon with the Battlefield Labs, that's when you can actually test out the server browser. With the recent changes on the recoil pattern, I guess that the devs wasn't satisfied with it at all, and honestly it seems like the players wasn't happy with it either. More changes of the recoil pattern will be happening once again. It sounds like they're going to be doing the same thing what they did before, where they're going to be changing all of the weapons. If you guys are not aware, that previously there was a recoil reduction of 25% on controller, but that has changed and it's up to 11% now. That's the closest we have been to the recoil pattern, nearly the same as the PC guys. It's 11% difference. Near the end of last year, there was going to be a massive tournament, a $1 million Battle Royale tournament for the Elite Series. The problem was they put out an update the day before the tournament and it completely messed up so much stuff. There was loads of issues going on, so they had to cancel that tournament. But they said that the Elite Series tournament will be returning later this year. This comment here, this guy wasn't happy at all. They said, what is the reason after 7 months after launch, there is still no air radar for jets? They said the air radar is targeted for an upcoming Season 3 update. So it looks like we're going to be getting the air radar in this update, what is massive. It's really hard to fly the jets as it is, as you can't tell where they are. They're also increasing the mini-map size to give you guys a bit more of a better understanding in jets. But this is going to be huge, as it's going to change the jet combat completely, especially when the jet radar is here. We have a confirm of Platoons coming into the game of during Season 5. I'm really excited for this and I cannot wait. When it does happen, we are going to make a PTFO, play the freaking objective. That's what it's called. And that is going to be our platoon name. We got to teach these players how to play the objective, the most important thing in Battlefield. When that happens, I want all you guys to join my platoon. Someone asked a question about, are they going to be adjusting the attachment points? The answer they gave us was not at this point, but we are looking into general gunplay, balancing and attachment use, and most likely have different changes in the future updates. A bit of a vague question honestly, but it does sound like they will be probably tweaking with the points of the attachments, as they already have done that, especially on the ammunition type. And I do feel like this is something what they need to change, as when it comes to using certain guns, there's some attachments you refuse to use as they just take so many points. Someone was talking about HUD customization, what I was really curious about, because I loved what was in Battlefield 1, customizing your HUD, making everything smaller. Everything just looks so good when you don't have a HUD anyway, but if I could just make everything just smaller, so I don't have a massive huge icon just showing the score of conquest, I don't want any of that. I want it to be much more smaller. But this was the response they gave us. We don't have any short-term plans to add HUD customization, but we are always listening to quality of life additions. This could be very welcomed HUD scaling. I really hope that they do something like this, because I would love to customize my HUD, and I know many of you guys agree. If you guys haven't subbed to the channel yet, please do. We're very close to 40,000 subs. And leave a like in this video as well. I would have really appreciated it. In the next update, on June the 9th, we are going to be getting a feasibility update, improving the characters overall. Honestly, it's the same way how they did it during Battlefield 5. They are basically just brightening the characters. That's it. I don't understand why it took them so long, because it's not like it's the first time they've done this. But feasibility change will be happening on June the 9th, so next week. In some other news, the Battle Royale solo mode will also be releasing on June 9th, and they are updating their anti-cheat. What is kind of crazy, because one of the things what they are going to be adding is a bannable offense to stream sniping. Who would have thought, right? I know this isn't a big deal for many of you guys, but for me, when it came to 2042, I got stream sniped for 2 weeks straight, and I actually had to completely change my game and play something else because rage hackers were stream sniping me for 2 weeks straight. Every single time I started my stream, the first 5 minutes they were there, and until I finished my stream, that's when they left. It was again and again and again. And it's happened to some people so bad that many people never recovered. There's many people who got stream sniped so bad that they don't even play Battlefield at all. Thank goodness that I was lucky enough to not go through this problem all of the time, but when it did happen, it was probably one of the worst experiences to go through. It got so bad that I was getting doxxed. Information was going into the game chat where they were showing off my wife's work, talking about personal information. Dude, I was not happy about it at all. And remember guys, next week we're going to be getting our new map, Grand Bazaar. I'm so excited for this one. I cannot wait. Having Grand Bazaar in the old school Battlefield was an absolute blast. If you guys like Cairo, you're going to like Grand Bazaar. And we also get that new SMG, the PP19. So there is some of the important changes, what you need to know about Battlefield 6. I appreciate you listening to me talk. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll see you on the Battlefield.